Hello, we're back. A few more 300 patterns, okay? Now, um, this is one of the best, if not the best pattern, in my opinion. Number 16, and all my ex-students know this very, very well. 16 is in terms of. In terms of. In terms of means like about, or like if we're talking about. But you can't say that. You can't say about. About music, I like rock music. No, you should say, in terms of music, I like rock music. Try that. In terms of music, I like rock, right? So, in terms of is introducing a general category, and then you give a specific example after that. So, it's so useful for communication because if I'm talking to you, if I say, in terms of traveling, then you know what the context is and what my example is going to be about. And so, it creates this bridge between people. In addition, it gives you time to think and develop your own thoughts. So this is amazing English, and honestly, I think the most common in the world, in every native English country, not only Canada, America, England, Australia, New Zealand. Listen, and you'll be blown away how common it is. This is a big one for listening and catching. So again, lots of movies, lots of TV, the news, documentaries, lots of reading material. Look at newspapers, look at articles. It's just everywhere. I think it's the best of the 300 patterns. Okay, so definitely invest your time and energy into this pattern. And if you can use in terms of, naturally, if you can catch it, if you can use it, your English is way up here. And if you can't, it's lower, just like that. Now, you can say in terms of noun, in terms of music, as an introduction, or you can say in terms of gerund, like as I said, in terms of traveling, it's important to. By the way, it's useful to say it's important to. It's another pattern. In terms of traveling, it's important to plan everything well so that you don't have any issues, or so that you reduce any possible issues you might encounter as you travel. In terms of traveling, it's important to book everything in advance. In terms of traveling, it's important to do a lot of research online so that you find the best option for you. Okay. In terms of playing guitar, ing, gerund. In terms of playing guitar, it's important to have the correct hand position and elbow position. For example, let's use another pattern. For example, you need some space in your hand so that you can play the guitar, and you need to drop your elbow. Okay, time out. So I said, in terms of playing guitar, then I said it's important to. They go well together. Why don't you try it? In terms of blah, 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 it's important to. And then I said, for example. See what a nice sequence of patterns. Now, why don't you try it? Why don't you say, in terms of noun or ing, gerund, like in terms of cooking, in terms of learning English, in terms of writing, in terms of learning a hobby, in terms of practicing piano, in terms of preparing for a job interview, it's important to. And then say, for example. Okay, so you say anything, and you say, in terms of blah, 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 it's important to blah, 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 blah. And then, for example. Okay, try. In terms of blah, 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 it's important to blah, 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 blah. Did you say something? By the way, guys, if you ever want to give me some examples, put some examples in the comments, and I'll take a look at them when I have time. I'm curious about your progress. And then, so in terms of blah, 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 it's important to blah, 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 for example. Try that. Okay. Amazing English. Now, pronunciation is really important. A lot of my students in my school mess up the pronunciation. You need to say in terms of, with the S. If you don't say the S, it's wrong. It's not going to sound good. And then you need linking, in terms of, in terms of, in terms of, in terms of, not in terms of. Okay, so must say the S, must say the of. Catch yourself. Catch yourself. This means catch yourself. This means watch yourself when you're using these materials and pay attention and fix yourself. This is called catching yourself, as all my hundreds of ex-students know. They're all experts at catching themselves. Okay, so watch. In terms of music, that's wrong. In terms of music, I like rock. Right? In terms of music. How about this? In terms of practice, should be gerund. Catch yourself. In terms of practicing guitar, it's important too. It's important too, or in terms of practicing guitar, many people, or in terms of practicing guitar, the reality of the situation is that. Interesting. In terms of blah blah blah, it's important too. In terms of blah blah blah, many people, blah blah blah. In terms of blah blah blah, the reality of the situation is that. See? So you have it's important to, many people, the reality of the situation. Try those. Put your answers in the comments. Okay? Now, you need a comma, and then the intonation is over the focus word. In terms of traveling, traveling, in terms of practicing guitar, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So the focus word is here. Now, another thing is that in terms of is also very common in the middle of a sentence, not in the beginning of a sentence here. But if it's in the middle of a sentence, there's no comma. See? Okay, so, there's our friend, dropping your elbow is important in terms of good positioning while playing guitar. Dropping your elbow is important in terms of having good guitar playing position. Planning is important in terms of preparing for your vacations. This material is very useful in terms of developing your fluency and being able to do things like job interviews. Try. This material is very useful in terms of developing your fluency and preparing for things like job interviews. Okay? See? Awesome, popular. I think this is the most popular of all the 300 patterns. So common. Now this is a game for you. You don't have to believe me. Turn on the TV. Pay attention. Start listening to the people around you. And then you'll realize. So common. So join the native club and use this awesome pattern. It's also interesting because the best pattern, or one of the best patterns, is pretty easy. It just means about. But you can't say about. But you can say regarding. So quickly, let me tell you some cousins. You have, in terms of, next video is when it comes to. In terms of, when it comes to, regarding, as far as something is concerned, as far as something goes, with respect to. See, it's a family of 6 of them. I'm going to teach you all of them. Listen to this. In terms of blah, 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 when it comes to blah, 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 regarding blah, 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 as far as blah, blah is concerned, as far as blah, blah goes, with respect to blah, 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 blah. See? Best English family. You practice these things, you're going to change your English. Say it, write it, catch it. In the context of writing, any writing, including essays, it's awesome. You can use it for a topic sentence or a thesis, a topic sentence. In terms of unemployment, one issue has been next. In terms of housing issues, blah, blah, blah. See different areas of your essay, unemployment, housing issues. And then you say in conclusion. Okay, guys? So anyways. See, I came back. Anyways, when it comes to speaking English well, in terms of is one of the best patterns. Try it. Anyways, when it comes to speaking English well, in terms of is one of the best patterns. Okay? So, I really hope you enjoyed that one. Super important. Say it, write it, catch it. And give me examples in the comments if you wish. Okay? Have a nice day.